making the case HRX Spacestation. And I have been dreading this one because I know it's the one where I'm the most likely to catch some flack, but I have to say the things that are true, which is that this is a very tough case to make. Spacestation have undoubtedly the hardest bracket. They have looked the shakiest of all 8 teams here, maybe slightly less so than Trifecta, and it's a tough path to make. The good news is you still have Venenu on your team. You still have Aquarius on your team. Jeff and Barra looked much better in placements than they have lately. Those are all huge signs for them. I just don't know that there are enough. I am sure there are plenty of you out there who disagree with me. The best way to show me is to fill out your bracket and put Spacestation at the end, and hopefully it'll come true and follow through on that. So I'm going to put a link in the description for you to fill out your bracket. I'm also going to be releasing these videos slowly throughout the week as well, leading up to Friday where everything starts. DreamHack Atlanta, you're not going to want to miss even a moment. So make sure that you are there if you can't be in person, that you're watching the games. Boy, does Spacestation have a rough bracket. Man, listen, I want them to make it too. I want Jeff and Barra to win another World. It's been a long time, but it's just not going to be easy. The first matchup up against Dig, and I think, honest to goodness, if you just do it 1-to-1, they lose every matchup. I think you take Arkle, Trixtank, Zeros, Cuvo, and Variety over Barra, Jeff, Ven, Andy, and Aquarius. The good news is that they've looked so much better. I think in the placement stages, I think that Aqua looked as good as he's always looked. I think the ones who looked better for my money were Barracuda and Andy, and I've been very vocally critical of Andy in particular, and that he's looked inconsistent for this team, and he's part of what I think has been the problem. This is why I'm glad they made the change up with Baskin. Whether or not they're Ven's better than Baskin, if Andinster and Veninu work better, then that's the pairing that you need, because some of what we saw just wasn't going to get it done. Well, I'll talk a little bit more about them specifically, but let's just talk, I guess, big picture, how the matchups are going to work. This Spacestation team, part of the problem is I don't know if they have an identity. I don't know how they win games. You know, what's their win condition? Like, if I go down, what Dignitas, what's their win condition? You could say it's Zeros, you could say it's Kivo Fred, right? What about Splice? Then it's very often the duo lane. It's Aurora and Cyclone Spin. What about Obey? It's Pretty Prime and Captain Twig. eUnited, they've got a bajillion of them. Panda Cat, Baskin, or Benji, or Scream, right? And all the way down the list. But with Spacestation, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what their win condition looks like. They haven't shown me an identity yet. Hopefully, that's something that Demi can iron out for them. They've got former Energy and Epsilon solo laner Demi as their coach now. We saw him at placements trying to help them keep focused. And from what they were saying in interviews, it's helped a lot. Hopefully they'll get a chance to demonstrate that here, to determine a solid identity, and use that to try and make their way through the bracket. I think it will be very difficult for them, but who doesn't want the hometown boys to make it? I mean, look at this good-looking squad, right? Barra, Jeff, Ven, Andy, and Aqua, man. Without Baskin now, they're going to come in incredibly hungry. I know Venenu in particular wants to prove that this team did not downgrade, that they didn't get the bad into the deal. They didn't get shafted by having to take him over Baskin when Baskin chose to leave for eUnited. And I think if they play with that chip on their shoulder, that certainly can help. But I think that Jeff and Aquarius are going to need some help. And let me just say that Jeff Himla looks like one of the best supports in the world all the time on a regular basis. He looks like he's just better than everybody else. He makes last-minute saves. Barracuda routinely is only still drawing breath on this earth because Jeff Himla's around. And Barra says all the time how good Jeff is and how he carries him. And he's joking for the most part. But really, Jeff Himla's that good. He's that good at support and playing the game. So they're going to need that from him, and honestly more. We might even have to see if we can get him to play some of the aggressive ones like the Finner and make it work, but he's so good at facilitating that you don't want to get him off of stuff like the Geb or the Athena or the Terra. If you can get him on those picks, that's going to look so much better. We need Venenu to look like Season 4 MVP Venenu, which he rightfully earned, by the way. He's going to need to play at that level if this team's going to win. Barra is going to need to like the Barra we saw at placements, who was playing aggressively and winning outright. If he can get Freya to somehow slip through and play that, I know he doesn't love it, but she's incredibly strong and he plays it well. That could certainly help. Jingwei is a strong pick right now that he loves to play. That could certainly help too. Keep Aqua being Aqua. My man's insanely good at the game. He often wins his matchups. Just let him keep doing him. I got no beef with you. I think you're insanely good. Keep being you, Aqua. Andy, I've been critical. You look so much better at land. Show me that. Show me that guy here in this environment. Be super comfortable playing these top tier junglers. I've said in all my other videos so far, but there's so many high priority jungle picks right now that they can't afford to ban everything. That means that Andy's in a great position to try and make use of that, right? Something is going to have to slip through. That's high priority. Make sure that you can get the most out of that for the rest of the team. Facilitate for Venenu, facilitate for the rest of the squad. If you got to play Morgan, play it and see if you can get it done. A lot of strong picks here for this team. I think that they have a difficult time to win, but it is not impossible. It's not impossible if Anderson and Barra show up at the level that Jeff and Aqua very often do, and if Venenu looks like a world champion MVP again. That's what they're going to need, and nothing short of that. Again, submit your brackets. Make sure that you're watching Friday when DreamHack kicks off. Don't miss a moment. If you're a Spacestation fan, they're going to need your support, so make sure that you're there. And thanks for watching. If you watched all the videos, if you haven't, go check them out now and get ready for DreamHack.